Hey guys, it's Furious here with the Future Whales podcast, and I'm here with Thane Face. Hold on, never mind. I'm not gonna say your name.
Welcome to my world, bitch.
I know.
I
Listing
managed
people's
it.
names, I don't like it. We should just not.
I don't
I'm not
like
gonna
it
do it.
either. I hate it.
All right, here we go. Hey everyone, it's Furious here with the Future Whales podcast, and let's get into it. First Order Executioner. Oh man, this guy's awesome. I knew that he was going to be in the game the second they made the quote, and I'm really excited to get another First Order guy to play around with. What do you guys think?
I'm always excited when we have a nameless mob that gets introduced to the game instead of a character.
I can't tell. Okay, I couldn't tell if that was sarcasm or you were actually excited.
It was stupid sarcasm, but yeah, I do like him. His kit's awesome.
Yeah, no, I feel like since I personally won't be gearing him, but I feel like for the people out there who love First Order, they're gonna really enjoy playing around with him, especially under the unmasked Kylo lead. He seems like he can become a real monster in some areas.
I would definitely agree. I'm really excited to play around with him, even if he's not that good in arena and the raids. Man, I think he's gonna wreck. Like he looks awesome, like you said, under the unmasked lead, especially.
Well, I really like him in raids more than anything. So I think like in arena he'll be fine. I think First Order is going to be, but I think in raids he is going to shine like a star.
Dude, I feel like Kylo Ren lead, like Kylo Ren Unmasked lead with First Order Executioner, could actually be really good in arena. Like I feel like it could be a top tier arena if you have all the Zetas and everything. It would be such a pain to do with that. It would be a hard counter to CLS, for example, because what does CLS on his do on his basic? He applies 2 debuffs, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe Kylo Ren Unmasked regenerates 5% health and protection with his Zeta per debuff applied to him.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, whenever a First Order ally gains a status effect, they recover 5% health and protection. That would be so hard to kill.
There's a guy on my shard that has that team set up pretty hard, and yeah, it's nasty, dude. You do a debuff and everybody's alive. You're like, whoa, what the hell? This is ridiculous. But
Well,
yeah,
the one thing.
What do you guys think? Well, apparently they don't like the First Order very much.
Yeah, especially Thane, who only Zeta.
It's just light side plebs. I get it. You mention anything dark side, they're like, just don't say anything. But yeah,
I think maybe Thane's on some. Well, I think Thane might be on some opiates right now, dealing with his leg injury.
But he loves the First Order, and I know he has them set up. So I guess I'll just speak for him. I'm pretty sure that he's excited about the new First Order character.
Supposed to be like
he will be using him. That's for sure.
Well, I think the only thing I'll say that I wish they would have done differently is that they should have made Kylo Ren Unmasked sort of like the hard counter to Jedi Knight Ray, like or Jedi RJT or whatever it is, and it's like that to me made sense that somehow they would work against each other. They'd both be arena viable, but I don't really see that in Kylo Ren. But I think Kylo is still awesome. See him as a counter to Rey.
Yeah, I kind of was hoping or expecting that to be a thing too, just since they're so parallel and opposing in the movie and things like that. I was hoping that would be more of a dynamic. And I mean, I guess it kind of is, but
What about Matt the radar technician? Do you think they're gonna add him into the game?
It'd be priceless.
Hey, I don't mind the executioner at all. I don't think that he's a nameless one. He's a trooper,
He's a nameless one.
He's not like an iconic character. He's not like an iconic character. Like
that's like Magma Trooper. Are you saying Magma Trooper? But
nameless.
I mean, it's just a trooper. You need all the troopers. So if they had Flame Trooper now, you'd say the same thing.
Still nameless. Is Obi-Wan Kenobi nameless?
I mean, I understand they're nameless, but that's like saying the Stormtrooper is nameless. I mean, yeah, they're nameless, but it's still an iconic thing.
Yeah, it's iconic.
They're literally nameless.
Yeah, but I'm saying they don't have a name.
I mean, I know that.
Except for Magma Trooper, and I just want to take a minute to give a shout out to Shattered Order for giving us the name Gary.
Oh, it's
Exactly.
Jerry.
Yeah, Jerry.
I always call him Jeff, bro. I heard you say that one time. I always
What?
I call him Jeff every time.
Jeff, what the hell are you doing?
My bad.
Nothing well.
Sorry. Okay, so you know, you got everybody agrees. Thumbs up on the first order executioner.
Oh yeah,
pretty
yeah,
awesome.
He seems pretty really good.
So as far as negatives go, what would we say? Anything? That he's a nameless kind of guy and that sucks. But
Oh,
Yeah.
no,
we don't like him.
suck. It's probably a good thing. I
Well,
don't want like yeah. Go ahead.
I just think that you need named characters for the dark side. It lacks named characters more than anything. So instead,
Okay.
the light side gets everybody.
Well, that kind of brings us into our next topic, which is tune cadence and 2-star releases of tunes. If you guys noticed, he came out in your marquee at 2 stars again, just like the last 6 in a row, if I'm right. So the last six tunes or so have all been released at 2 stars. It's been a long time since we got anybody above that. Do you guys think that that's always how it's going to be now?
Well, I mean, if you look at it, he's unlocked at 2 stars with 20 out of 25 for for most people, everyone who did all the marquees, 20 out of 25. And what are you guaranteed to get out of those packs? 5 shards.
Yeah, if only there was a way to get 5-star or 5 shards,
Which is from the packs. It's just a way for them, not to point fingers at EA and call them,
greedy bastards.
Yeah. But that is what they're doing by making 2 stars, 2 stars and 5 away, which is just 1 pack.
Yeah, I mean, it breaks my balls because, especially when you're buying chromiums now. Now, if you even get that character, you're like, oh, cool, I unlocked the full character. You still only get 25 shards.
You have to get them 15 times.
And I've been trying really hard to get my wicket. Been trying really hard to get my wicket up, and I've been buying chromiums. I'm telling you, it sucks, man. It sucks.
Wicket or Taliesin and chromiums now.
I haven't got Taliesin even once. I've done I don't even know, maybe 5 chromiums in the last month or so.
Well, I was hoping
just a side note, the new character, the art, I like the new design they're putting into it. I guess more I feel like it's I don't know how to describe it, but you guys know what I mean? The art of the new characters. I like.
You mean how they look in the game, like their skin?
You know what
They're they're pictures. They're
since the Luke Hero's Journey what were those little mini events called that they don't do anymore? That they did
events?
For Flash events, yeah, the Flash event art was that was when I think they really upped their art game.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about how First Order Executioner has kind of I guess the easiest way to describe it is a more 3D look, but I feel like there's a lot more.
So you mean the character model in game?
No, I'm not talking about the character model. I'm talking about the actual art on the character. I don't even know what it is. I have no words right now. Yeah, the portrait. Yep, that's it. The portrait. The character portrait. Have you guys noticed the art looks? I really like the improved art.
Well, one thing that I'll say is because of the panda-like qualities of the Executioner, you don't have that sort of Tusken / Ewok / Jawa. Which one is it? Look, at least you can identify it easily.
I agree. I like everybody does look very individual and such. That's a really nice thing. I'm not which pilot is this? There's still my First Order TIE pilot, my TIE pilot. There are a few times where I'm oh, which one is it? And I got to look a little closer. But
well, I just know because my First Order TIE is Gear 9, so that's what
mine are mine are right next to each other on my list, and yeah, I always am shit, which one is this?
But yeah, no, I think I'm with you on the Chromium 25 shard pulls, but remind me if somebody has a good memory when they came out with Nihilus, because the second spin of the marquee events, wasn't Krennic and Death Trooper reached 3 stars, and then I think Nihilus was 3 stars, but wasn't Assassin and Trooper 2-star unlocks?
I believe they were actually 3 stars, but I'm not 100% on that.
They're all 3, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
If I remember correctly.
Because you'd pull them in chromiums. Do you notice,
Yeah. Not anymore, though, man. The chromiums are a lot different now. I've had some weird luck lately. And yeah, no Taliesin at all for me. I got a lot of zombie, though.
Is Nihilus still big in chromiums?
I did not get a single Nihilus in my last 5 packs. No Citadel.
I saved up from one of the mega packs, got it, and 2 of the characters were Nihilus. And since I already had one unlocked, that was 100 shards right there. It was pretty nice.
Oh, I guess I should clarify. Whenever I say chromium, I mean a mega pack.
Yeah, that's what I assumed.
Why wouldn't you buy the mega pack if you're buying chromiums?
Yeah, it's definitely the best way to do it. So, do you guys think that this is going to keep happening in the future?
I'm afraid.
I'm afraid so.
Just a quick vote. I kind of think it is too. It's kind of crappy, but it's going to keep happening, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think so.
Until they change the 5 to 330 packs, they're going to keep doing it. Like,
and then second part of that, do you guys think we're going to continue to get more characters like Talzin and Wicket in the future? They're going to be these super long unlocks.
I don't think so. I feel like I mean maybe, but it's not going to be a consistent thing. I feel like it's unique to both of these characters, and it's going to be unique to like a couple of the characters that they add down the line. But I feel like they want you to focus on these two in this method, just like you're focusing in different areas. I guess they want to keep this kind of like how Wampa and Hermit Yoda are exclusive to the territory battles and territory war currency is going to be kind of like the same thing.
Yeah, it's definitely not the last time we're going to see this method, but I doubt we'll see loads and loads of the Wickets and Talzins and things, just because, I guess it's unreasonable to make people work for so many teams. Then I know they're going to want people to spend money and such, but there is a line where people are going to say, well, this is ridiculous, and I don't think they want to cross that at this stage. And they have said that their main goal for bringing out characters, or their main way of doing it, is going to be through the marquee events anyway. So
I think you kind of hit the nail on the head on one sense, because like there probably won't be the last time we see that, but I think they're slowing down because I think there's a lot of heat. A lot of people don't like that Taliesin Wicket way of farming. But like my problem with the game right now is that when it comes to characters, like I think the last free characters, if you take off Captain Han and you take off Stark, I think the last free character we got, if I'm not mistaken, was Bodhi Rook, which was a long time ago. That was April or May.
and who really has Bodhi like geared up?
I don't. I mean, like I guess like there's some teams he might work in, but it's a real stretch to fit him in. And he just seemed like he was a discarded character that just like even his kit just seems like it was haphazard, and it's like here we'll just give it to him. But like so you have like the old way of just giving you a character, whether it was a monthly login character like Chopper or Biston or whatever. But like once in a while it's nice. And I should say, as an addendum to that, people would complain about that because then they'd be like, well, now I have to gear another character, and that's the hardest part of all. But it's like, it's still nice to get the character and to be able to farm it. But like now it's like your options for getting characters are legendaries, which is just this like panic farm that may have a potential to like be free to play if you do it right and you're lucky. Or a marquee event, which is just like strictly pay to play if you want the character, or like now the Taliesin Wicket way, which is like the pay to play with a gun to your head, which is that if you don't get this character now, you're not going to have it for 2 years. So it's like, I really hate that part of it because it is like putting a gun right to your head, and it's not fun.
So second part to that, do you guys think that they'll give us a way out in the foreseeable future on those two? Wicket and Taliesin specifically? You think they'll add them somewhere or give you a way out?
I'd like it.
Get your last shards.
They might add them to
Chromiums?
No.
They're both already in Chromium.
Yeah, they're already in Chromium. I'm saying what if they add them into the guild event store?
I mean, if they add them into the store, it would be nice.
Because I don't see them adding it to like Galactic War or something. There's no way they're adding it there.
Yeah, there's no way.
Yeah,
Zero.
Definitely not.
Get them in 20 days that way.
How do you guys feel what if they doubled the amount of shards you get, or even tripled?
I mean, I'm getting 0, so tripling 0 is still 0.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. So don't you think that would be fair?
What about making it weekly? Like, is it such a hard farm? Like, if you make it weekly, not everybody's farming them now. And it's like it would still take you a most of a year,
or even twice a month would be fine, I guess too. Because I refresh mine now that I can complete it and stuff. I really want to get my Wicket up, but it's like, man, it's so long.
How many crystals is the refresh? 900 or something?
800.
I want to say it's 799 if I remember correctly.
I think so.
That's a pretty hefty chunk for just a couple of shards.
I did it. So I did it.
If you think about how much the shards are in shipments, it's really it's kind of a deal. But I refreshed Talzin so I could get her up to the next star level, but that's the last time I'm doing that. I'm not going to refresh it again.
I think that if I remember correctly without looking, next month after I do the refresh, my Wicket will be at 5 stars. So then I'll be able to use Wicket for the event, which means I'll actually start gearing him up because I haven't yet because I couldn't use him in this freaking event.
He's only gear 7 for me, and I do the event. I mean, like, you really don't need a lot. He's 5-star, gear 7, maybe 8.
Yeah.
And it's like, with arena mods, it's a really fun event. And I should say that,
yeah,
like,
it's an awesome event.
Yeah, it is. It's a good time. And so I like it. I mean, like, it's just a shame that it's like, it's kind of a brutal. It's fun.
See, I can't really talk about this like you guys are because my Night Sisters are garbage and my Ewoks are garbage, so I can't attend either of the events.
Well, my Night Sisters are even worse, and I could clear the Taliesin event.
Oh, no, trust me, mine are very bad. As in, like, barely past unlock, barely starred, and they're at, like, gear 3.
Okay, well, yeah, that's bad, but you don't have to do a lot of work. You really just have to star them up, which is pretty quick.
I'm very close to being ready now. I think I've just got about 10 shards or so for Acolyte. Once Acolyte's done, it's just a bit of gear, but I'm hoping it's not going to be too much.
I think Acolyte's one of the easiest ones to gear. Like, Initiate's the hardest.
Well, it's not just Acolyte I have to gear, though. There's several.
It's everyone, yeah.
Yeah.
As a team, they're not that bad. Initiate, oddly enough, is the one that's, the worst.
Well, it's because they're old characters, so all the old ones are fairly easy to gear compared to the new characters.
Yeah, and Initiate, I think, was new.
I don't think so, no. Just there were always a few difficult
like
ones.
in Tuscan Shaman new. No.
No, but that was still pre Gear 9 and 10. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought she would have been out when, like, around Heroic
No, Shaman
18.
was like level 70 cap, I believe.
Okay.
So.
All right, guys. So, what do you guys think we should get in the game coming up? New content. What's happening next?
Bounty Hunters.
I want to raid.
Honestly, okay, real talk, not just saying Bounty Hunters. I feel like I'm hesitant to say, but I really hope there's a ship raid like on the horizon.
Hell to the yes.
I feel like it's something we've really needed, and the fact that ships are you're now able to 7-star them relatively recently. I really feel like maybe not next month, but soon, sometime this year, definitely. I feel like they might release a ship raid.
You see, I'd like a ship raid. I think it'd be cool, and I definitely think there's potential for that. But when you actually think about the kind of the headache that's going to potentially create when you realize that so many members have neglected ships and it's a big issue, I don't know if that's going to be enjoyable.
Well, I don't know about you, but I thoroughly enjoy ships, even though there's no bounty hunters in them. Like, I still have fun.
Boba.
Yeah, I was gonna say Boba.
Yeah, but if you look, he doesn't even have the bounty hunter tag. He just has the scoundrel tag. It's kind of depressing. But yeah, I feel like some people, I know a lot of people have been focusing ships, and I'm just saying I would. Yeah, I'm just saying I would really. I actually have this really sick ship strat. I'm not going to go into right now, but it plays out really well, and I would actually really enjoy to see a ship raid. So you could kind of like the random ships you never really use. I would like to see those be used in the raids.
It would definitely be fun.
It would definitely be nice to have a ship raid type thing, but as far as new content goes, I mean, I hope we have more on the horizon than that.
Oh yeah, like bounty hunters, of course.
I kind of feel like with the ships, the boat's kind of sailed on that. Like the game's kind of gone past that almost.
I second that.
I mean, I don't even care if ships are incorporated. I only want ships there because I want the Death Star to be the raid. but I want a raid, and I think a raid would go hand in hand with a level cap increase, which is kind of overdue, and it's going to send everybody through a tizzy, and the credit crunch is going to get really real. So they'd love that. People might start buying credit packs.
You know what I don't get? Why don't they add another tier of the credit heist? I think they should. I think we really just need an extra tier that's
They would.
a
They
lot
would if
harder.
they go up to 90.
Where they give us 3 million instead of 2.5.
Hey, what do you think about this, Brendo? What if it was a raid, right, with 4 phases, and one of the phases was ships?
Yeah, that's what I envisioned the Death Star to be. I don't think it's going to be all ships.
Like, it's not a ship raid, but there's just a phase where you use ships.
I mean, that's where a lot of the game has been going towards, hasn't it? Though mixing arena, like squad and fleet, like I mean, territory wars and territory battles.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got to do the first 3 phases, and then you got to blow that crap up with your ships after.
Yeah, and something else they will never do, but would be cool if you could have some kind of multi-guild raid where each guild's a squadron and they get to take out a Death Star or something together. It would never work.
There's a way.
Just a side note.
There is a way they could do that, and I've seen it in other games. It's pretty much like a huge mega boss, and everybody throws what they can at it, and it's not like any one person can complete it. And the combination of everybody hitting it is tracked, and that's how it's defeated. And then everybody gets rewards. Yeah, a lot of games have it. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
like in other games.
They call that like a global event. Well, the problem is they don't really have servers. They don't really have servers, So like they do a global event in like Game of War, Mobile Strike, but the thing is, everybody is sort of like you're on a map, so everybody is on a different zone, and it's not everybody in the game. So I think from like a design standpoint, that'd be a lot of server.
Well, what about the way like Territory War works, for example? It matches you up with an equal. I'm not gonna say equal, but similar guild, and it's just like you're doing the raid, and it's just like when you're doing the Rancor, for example, and each person's damage is tracked individually, and all that damage is compiled to the actual damage you're doing to the raid, to the Rancor. I mean, so like, say we have a Death Star, you do damage to the Death Star, and your guildmate does damage to the Death Star. So your guild does this much damage to the Death Star, and it tracks your guild's progress and the enemy, and not enemy, your allied guild's progress.
Yeah,
and you wouldn't need to do any you wouldn't really need to do any server stuff that way. It's just like Territory War.
It's just math.
Yeah. And also, if for pairing you with other guilds, they could just pair you off your guild's total from the previous time or something like that.
Yeah.
They could do it exactly like Territory where it's just 2 guilds, but instead of fighting each other, you're clearing a map.
Exactly.
It could even be like the same guild.
It could even be the same guild. Yeah, that would be kind of cool. You
have
to raid with them and then battle it out the next time.
That would be pretty cool. I'd actually
like
that.
I'd like that a lot too. Actually, that's a great idea.
You get to be bros for one go, and then the next one you kill each other. It'd be fun.
Or like the Territory War decides who gets the majority of the raid loot.
Oh shit!
Or something funny. Yeah, that'd be fun.
That would be brutal.
Or they just get an extra box or whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, I love this. I mean, really, it just comes down to me wanting another raid. Like, I like territory battles. I like territory wars, all right. They have their minuses, of course, but I have the most fun in the game when I'm learning a new raid, trying it out with the guild, and just sort of progressing with the guild. I think that's when the game's at its peak.
I have the most fun in the game. I have the most fun in the game just running my bounty hunters and making fun of everyone else who doesn't run it.
I feel like you're so like delusional.
You feel special when you get in the top 1,000.
Yeah, I cracked 1,000, guys. There you go.
Where are you placing an arena, Ben?
I'm actually in top 100. Thank you very much. I can almost brush top 50.
If you just switched over to Ray Jedi training, you'd be like probably in the top 10 with all that gear that you have on those bounty hunters.
On those bounty, yeah, they're all gear 12 with almost all their gear 12 pieces.
They should give us an option to take quality of life option here is to like remove gear, like so you could take it off teams that you like.
No, that would destroy the economy of the game.
Yeah, they would.
Yeah, of course it would be a
well,
horrible
like, maybe
idea.
you can move if they made it so you could move like 1 piece per 3 days or something.
That's what I was just gonna say. It depends on the timer and how many pieces. It could be manageable.
Or if you could just do it once for the piece, like say somebody put a lot of work into Tusken Shaman for like phase 2 AAT, and it's like useless now. Let's get some of those carbs or whatever off and pop them on.
See, I would like that better. Let's just touch on that real quick. What if there was something that you could buy for X amount of crystals that wiped a character's gear and gave it back to you?
Maybe not the whole give it. It wiped. Maybe they said it wiped one level back. It was a bit cheaper. It wiped.
Them out.
You know what I would do?
I would
everything
back.
I'd wipe Boba and then put them all back on Boba.
It's like you're so committed to the cause.
But I'm saying it could be really expensive though.
Okay, no. Even more important than that, why don't we take the stupid gear that we have thousands of pieces of and have some sort of trade-in system?
Well, they used to have
like
that.
trade up. But that was just for for credits. And it was sort of like you just sell like challenge gear there. Like I think what you're saying is like selling like say like a lower end Carboni that you have 1,000
up to the next tier, exactly.
Of the Mark III or something.
Exactly. Like I don't care if like the return rates are complete shit. As long as I get something for the pieces that I have actually over 2,000 of.
Yeah, and I'm kind of with you on that too. It would actually work in Carboni's favor because maybe if you could go down, like say you have a lot of Mark IV Carbonis, you could get like more Mark IIIs, which is like the one that everybody needs.
So what do you guys think about the glow stick gray meta?
I love it.
Sucks. It's boring. I hate it.
I mean, I haven't really faced many hard teams with her yet, but then again, they're not built very properly.
She's no bounty hunter. I mean, I'll grant you that.
Well, the thing I found with the Ray meta is that I guess I really haven't bumped into it very much just because of where I'm facing. I'm kind of placing in the top, maybe just above the top 50, and on my shard, pretty much in the top 50, everyone's Jedi Ray, but outside there's pretty much no Jedi Ray. But when I have faced against Jedi Ray teams, I've never kind of had a close match. I've either wiped the floor of the team, so probably a poorly built team, or the team's absolutely destroyed me. So what I found is that Jedi Ray, if you build the right team, it's pretty overpowered against a CLS team.
Well, who cares about CLS?
Well, I'm running CLS,
one thing
so.
I do have a little bit of satisfaction because, like, before Ray's kit came out and after her kit came out, I was really into like getting Ray. I was really excited about it. And her kit was wonky and it was weird and it wasn't like readily apparent how awesome she was going to be. So everybody was hating on her. And I held true. I had hope in my heart for Daisy Ridley and how awesome she is, that she'd almost be as in game as great. So it worked out. I'm happy. And I'm glad that she has shifted the meta for the first time in like since CLS came out in August. So I think that in and of itself is cool.
I like her and she makes a great team and whatnot, but it's just kind of killed the shard for me because now it's just CLS or Ray and that's it. And anyone that was running Kenobi is toast for one thing.
Oh yeah, no, that's gone. My shard's like, honestly pretty unique because at least a fifth of my top 50 has Night Sister, surprisingly, which is actually like relieving to see. You know,
that's what I was just gonna say. That's the one other team that you see in my top 20 or whatever. It's either CLS or Ray in some form or another, and then there's a couple Night Sisters and nothing else.
Yeah,
nothing.
Then there's that like one Zol team that'll pop into like the 49th slot for a day.
I have a lot of Night Sisters as well in my shard. I love it. I think that's another great thing. Anything that can change the meta is.
But changing the meta, you have to change the meta without completely replacing it.
Yeah, see, I feel like she didn't change the meta. I feel like she just replaced Kenobi. Like, he's out, she's in. I mean, really, right? It's 1 for 1. So
yeah,
it didn't
it's not really. It
didn't diversify anything.
Why do you think?
And it didn't really.
Kenobi is the leader because Kenobi's still on most teams. Kenobi's actually in terms of the last meta report I saw, Kenobi's the most popular character. Period.
And the thing is,
let me rephrase that. I'm saying Kenobi Barris. Like, that's what I'm saying. Kenobi Barris, that team specifically.
Barris is pretty much dead.
Well, I think
dead.
Yeah,
that's dead. It's gone. Like,
I mean, that makes me sad because Bounty Hunters worked really well against those teams, and now that it's gone, it's just like a tear down my face.
Yeah, I did really well against those teams too, so it's been a big blow to me as well.
I hated those teams. They were such a. It was a. It's like what you played if you hated humanity. Nobody wanted to. Nobody wanted to hit the person running the.
Dude,
the
that was all
welcome.
you plebs running those CLS R2 Han Solo teams.
Yeah, that's a fun team.
No, it's not. That's not a fun team. What are you talking about?
That's a team for people who love life and like to deal damage and have fun.
Here's
Have a beer after work.
The thing with Rey for me is that, yes, she's kind of changed the meta slightly, but it's the only new thing's really her, and the only thing that's changed is, as we said, Kenobi's gone. The characters that are being used, even inside of the Rey teams, are still pretty much the same.
Exactly.
So it's not really a meta change at all. It's just a different leader.
Yeah.
Think of it this way: until R2 dies, sorry, Face. Until R2 dies, the meta is never going to change.
Well, R2 probably won't die. You could use R2 on a fucking Sith team if you wanted to.
So could you argue R2 is the best character?
That would really define a meta change for me.
Yeah,
if I was
you're definitely right.
This guy changed the meta. That's because R2 didn't work. Like,
I never really thought about it that way before, but now that you're saying that, R2 has been, like, top 3 character easily, since he was released.
I'd say he's been number 1 since he was released.
I think he's never in the spotlight, but if you think about it, he's always been there.
He's on every team.
Yeah.
If you look through the top everything and your top thing that isn't Night Sisters, R2's on that team.
But the best part of R2 is when R2 came out, everybody hated his kit and was like, this is an underwhelming character. And then, like, flash forward a couple weeks, and he's pure meta. I love that.
His passives are just too strong. That's all. I mean, his kit is whatever. People were reading his kit and like, cool, I go invisible and this and that. And don't get me wrong, he has a good kit, but the reality
the fact that he buffs everyone else, that's insane.
And he has every
freaking absurd.
Okay, I feel like the Zeta that cleanses on a critical hit is so underrated.
Oh, it is. Combat analysis.
That completely destroys my team. My team can't do anything against that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. So as soon as R2 dies, that's when I'm gonna be like, this guy changed the meta, because it hasn't changed.
Which is gonna be Bosk and Jango Fett when they release.
We're just picking new R2 homies. We're like, oh, this guy came out. CLS came out.
You're not wrong.
Real good. All these people come out. Jedi Rey, she's cool. BB-8, he's cool. But bottom line is, these are just homies that go with R2.
Well, I would say that R2 was enhanced or made a lot better when CLS came out. And we haven't, he hasn't become any better since then. But I'd say he was the amount of people that were using him definitely stepped up at that point.
But another thing is the fact that R2 is so good. Who does he buff? All other light side, no matter who they are, they're being buffed. Which is, I feel, another reason why we haven't seen much dark side in the top tiers of Arena.
That's one of the reasons. The other reason is that they've done a pretty bad job giving us like viable dark side too.
Oh yeah, definitely. Which is just another side note of crew. I really hope once a lot of people star him and gear him, I really hope to see him up there because he seems very powerful with his Zetas.
Well, crew is up there. I mean, there are a lot of whales that are running crew.
I don't know if anybody's ever thought of it this way, but I thought of it this way. CLS is a legendary, or, whatever, Hero's Journey. Rey is a Hero's Journey. R2 is a legendary. All of these characters, they can be unlocked at 7 stars. There's no dark side equivalent to that. I mean, I guess you could say Thrawn, but Thrawn just can't hold up against R2 and CLS and stuff like that. So until we get a guy that we can take at 7 stars and break out of the box right now, it's going to be a long time before you see any quick shifts or anything happen from the dark side because it takes a long time to farm all that stuff.
And even then, I feel like Thrawn's recently started falling out of favor because I feel like he's kind of like, oh, I need to put this one character on my team. He'll benefit my team, but I don't know who to take out. Oh, I'll just take out Thrawn. Like I feel like he's slowly starting to fall out of favor as well.
Well, that's what happened with Niall.
He's just not strong enough to hold it up alone, is how it is, I feel like.
Well, I guess the issue with Thrawn is that he was that guy where you'd stick in your team because, he never really had synergy with any of the main teams, but he always brought a bit of something to the table. However, now when you've got some other guy who brings something new to the table and also synergizes and works well with the other characters, why wouldn't you swap him out for Thrawn?
But that, yeah, exactly. And it's like, if you think about what happened with Nihilus was basically Thrawn before Thrawn. And then Nihilus just kind of petered away. Now Thrawn's starting to peter away. It's just it's just how they handle the dark side, which kills me because I love to play the dark side in the game, but there's zero incentive for me to really go all in on the dark side.
Yeah, but do you guys agree? Do you think that could maybe tip the scale if you had a guy you could unlock at 7 stars that was dark side, that was badass? You know, that's the only way it would matter, right?
Or why don't they give Palpatine a rework? I feel like he's in desperate need of rework.
I think that is coming.
Yeah, I think that's all but assured.
And I think Vader will get reworked as well.
Oh, cheese and cokes.
Because that's kind of made me think, Furious, you saying that this game, people complain about all the long farms and the paywalls, but all the best characters of this game are legendary characters, really.
You're not wrong.
And so, that's kind of a positive thing, I guess, to take even going into this year, that, there are always going to be things we can't get or we've got to wait for, but generally, at least, we'll have the option to get some of the best characters just through events. And of course, you're still going to have to get the characters, but...
Too. And that, because in a sense, the best characters are all free to play, but it just wish that, they had a little bit of more, diversity in them. It just seems like they're all from the same faction, and
well, they are.
They're all the same stuff. It's a little frustrating.
Except for Palpatine and Thrawn, there's no dark side legendary characters. Palpatine is a dinosaur. Thrawn is sort of on the decline, and like the dark side needs more than one legendary character. I mean, I think still dark side characters are at a, if you broke the game, I think there's like almost 140 characters in the game. There's about like 20 to 30 less dark side characters than light side characters. It's just a huge swing in the game. So really, they need numbers.
Not even numbers. Even the dark, like who does the dark side? So if you look at the dark side, they have a couple of really good characters and then a bunch of decent characters, but then a very large portion of them are just so bad and unusable. There's no point in even bothering to bring them up.
Yeah, and they're hard farms. The farming of them, the accumulation, just the basic accumulation of character shards.
Yeah, and then when you flip over and look at the light side, there's a lot of people to choose from, and they have a bunch of amazing characters, a lot of decent characters, and they don't have very many, with the exception of like Bodhi or Pow or something. They don't have a lot of really bad characters that there's no point in gearing.
Well, okay, taking that even to the next level, yeah, they have Bodhis and they have like Pows that you can avoid, but you can avoid Bodhi and Pow to make a great Rogue One team. There's many extra characters. If you're gonna make like an Empire team
or a bounty hunter team where there's only 6 people to choose from and 2 of them are complete garbage.
You don't have workarounds in teams. Even on like Imperial Trooper teams, if you're going to run like the Empire, I think the way it should be run, you're going to put Short Trooper and Death Trooper with your Thrawn and with your Krennic. But then you're left with Magma Trooper. They have zero room for error. And every tun's needed, whether it's good or bad.
So what if we get Revan then? Could he bring it all back to the dark side? Our first legendary badass guy.
I mean, would it be dark side though? Would it be dark side? Like I was saying before we started recording, Disney kind of reinstated, I believe, their canon that playing as a male light side character in Knights of the Old Republic would be considered canon.
It would be pre-redemption Riddick.
And not to say that everything like HA-47, for example, is also from the same game.
Yeah, I was just gonna say we got Nihilus, we got HK, so
yeah, so they're all from that series. But I really hope
if he was light side, there'd be a revolt.
I hope I don't know how they'd exactly put this in the game, but if they do, kind of like how COS has the 2, I guess, stances, like more offensive and a more defensive stance, maybe Revan could be I guess both Jedi and Sith tags, both light side and dark side, and he flips back and forth. And the dark side's more like debuff based and attack based, and the light side's more supportive and healing, something like that.
He needs to be dark side only, bro. He needs to be dark side only.
I mean, yeah, I'm hoping he does dark side only, because that would be amazing. But just throwing out ideas here.
The light side's good. They got it all.
It would be really funny if they brought Revan in, everybody's happy, then he's light side, and he's not even a Jedi. It's like Revan Jedi training.
Jedi training Revan. But if they do add Revan, I hope he is a brutal leader for the Sith. That's what I want out of Revan.
Actually, that's not what I want at all. I want him to be passive like R2. Like he just brings mega passive to the team. Whatever it's gonna be, like not a leadership, but
he has an ability called like Star Forge or something, which buffs everyone insanely, something like that.
Yeah, just having him on the team makes all your guys way stronger in whatever way.
I mean that would have fit. That would fit.
Max health,
too.
gives him max health and offense, and then I can use Nihilus as a leader. That would be awesome.
Ooh.
Well, the problem with that though is it doesn't really fit the game. Okay, but Revan in the game was more of a leader, pretty handedly a leader.
I guess I felt like he was always kind of a one-man show.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't know. just add him in the game. I don't care as long as he's dark side.
Yeah,
as long as he's dark side, put him in there.
Yeah, just please.
I would like to have Bastila and Carthanassus as well, but I just want.
Oh, I hated both of them. I hate. You know what I ran through? My whole entire run through didn't use anyone but HK and T3M4.
You're doing the game wrong.
I'll take it, right? So we all agree that's what we need.
Yeah.
Soon,
Hopefully, dark side, please, dark side Revan, now do it along with Django and Boss.
We switched topics, which we probably shouldn't because we're beating the Revan horse dead.
Yeah.
I want to go back, and I hope that somebody here who's smarter than me could go back and more patient than me could go back to the podcast we did in September where we nailed this Revan February rumor. Now, I don't know if we started it, but I would like to think that we did because we were so emphatic about it. But
we're special.
If we did start this, it's really funny because I am now panic farming what is potentially a rumor that we created, that we pulled out of our asses for no reason. And I have to say that more than anything, I blame the game because the way this works, you need to be 2 steps ahead of where the game's going if you're going to do it in the free-to-play path. And so I'm pouring everything right now into getting my Sith Trooper, and I stopped my Captain Han and my mod farm to focus on Sith Trooper, and I'm buying the hell out of Assassin until I'm done with that. So whether or not Revan comes in February, I'm following what may be a rumor that we created because the psychosis of this game to try to do it free to play is so intense that we have to. And there was that Capgas post where it's like, you guys shouldn't follow unsubstantiated rumors, but it's like, the hubris that you have to say something like that's crazy to me because it's the way the game is designed to go off of rumors like this, so you can maybe get what you want the first time around.
Like backing up to run time. There was kind of a rumor that. Okay, I'm getting echo from your mic. It's so distracting.
Yes, please stop.
There we go. I'm gonna restart that. So going back to when Thrawn was released, it was kind of a rumor. Oh, Thrawn might be released. He might not. And I guess some people geared up Phoenix, some didn't. And then they announced him a couple of days before the event was going live, and that I think that kind of set the stage for the beginning of we're gonna announce this right before the event arrives. And everyone's just gonna have to panic farm, and we're all gonna have to just buy those $40 packs or whatever.
Well, that's partially correct, except that they only actually made Phoenix free to play when they announced Thrawn. So, very close. So, there was no way. But I guess
exactly.
You're correct. They did set the stage.
I mean,
I feel like starting from Thrawn, from that point forward, most of the I guess great characters that have been released have just been I guess panic farms for legendary events.
But every legendary's been like that. Even Palpatine was like that.
If it's Revan, I'll take it.
Mm.
I just don't want to have to get 2 more veterans and then get glow stick Rey. I don't even use her.
So I've not farmed the vets yet. Do you think I should?
I think you have plenty of time to wait before you dive into the vets. They don't do anything necessary, so I would say probably have them farmed by May.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say the same thing.
But
Maybe
it's still
4
quite
to
a long
5
farm.
months away.
So I'm trying to get away with
It only
not
took me
refreshing
about
every
2
day.
months, month and a half.
Each one takes about a month.
Yeah, there you go. See,
It's
so
about 2
you got plenty of
months.
time.
But that's with a refresh. I'm hoping to not refresh every day.
All
I don't know,
right,
but
so
I just want to like on that topic. Do you think it's gonna be? I just completely lost my train of thought. Give me a second. Oh, right. So do you think we're gonna need them all 7-star, like how we're gonna do for Ray and Luke, or is it gonna be more of like 5-star, like a classic Palpatine, Thrawn, those types of legendary events?
It will be a legendary, not a hero's journey.
yeah, I think the same thing. So you could potentially unlock him at 5 stars, but if you have everything good to go that the requirements need, then you could go all the way to 7. That's what I'm hoping.
Unless they do
If
it
it's
as a
true.
villain's journey, like I'm really hoping they do a villain's fall or something like
But
that.
then who could they use for Thrawn though?
Anakin.
Anakin would be the best.
Oh, Anakin would be sick, and have
But
Just do Lord Vader. You get Lord Vader.
Yep.
they could do a Rogue One Vader. You can call him Vader Rogue One for God's sakes. Like that's
Well,
what I want. I want that 3 minutes of like a
Yeah, I would
kick-ass
take
Vader.
it.
Well,
Why can't we have 2 Vaders? We got 5 Han Solos.
and the thing I say with the hero's journeys is all the journeys they're kind of a movie each.
I
If you know
guess
what I mean.
you're
It's the
right.
hero.
I guess
It's the
you're
story
right.
of each movie told from one of the heroes' perspectives. So we could have episode 3, which would be Anakin's turn. We could have him. Like
Something like that. That would be. I would actually love that. And you need like. I'm
Stage
scared
4.
to say. I'm scared to say Kenobi because he is a raid character, and that would. I don't know how
it would
people would
100%
feel
be
about that.
Kenobi.
But I mean, he's 100% thematically appropriate. But
Yeah, you would need to.
gameplay-wise,
There's no way they would
having
not do
to have a
Kenobi.
No, you got to fight against Kenobi, dude.
Oh,
No.
wait.
No, you can't use Kenobi. Think about it. If it was the Anakin fall, then you got to fight against him.
And
True.
I'm just talking about the uproar of imagine having to
Lose.
have a 7-star Kenobi to unlock him.
Well, I think you would need him. He would fight with you, and then he would be the final thing. Would be like when you get.
But I'm
I
just
have
saying.
the higher ground.
Like one of the
Yeah.
phases, it'll pair you up with clones, and you'll have to go to the temple or whatever and kill a bunch of Jedi guards or something.
But
I'm
could you
just saying
imagine if
is-
it was actually your Kenobi that you fought against?
Somebody's like, "Boy."
you fight with your Jedi Knight Anakin against your Kenobi.
Yeah.
You lose 100% of the time.
I have.
So we all
weird-
agree. We all agree this is what we want more than anything right now, right? Is
Well, I
just
mean,
one
no.
of these two things.
This is
Except
what
for
most
Rey.
people want. I need bounty hunters. The rest of you guys,
Raid first, and then Revan second, and then
no.
To be
Dylan's
honest, if we had
journey.
this,
Sorry.
if we had an
All right,
active
wait
event, that would be
all
so
right,
cool.
so who would it be, Face? Who do we need?
Who do bounty hunter wise? I posted a couple of kits on Reddit.
Of course.
Yeah.
Number
One of Bosk.
Number one, who would it be?
Number one, I posted this amazing kit. Do you mind? Can we actually link it in the description or something? Like it is an
Sure.
amazing. I'm very proud of this kit. It's of Bosk, and he's a taunter. And he buffs with critical damage up and a bunch of stuff. He applies daze. He is on a non-bounty hunter team. It seems like he'd be meh, but in a bounty hunter team, he seems amazing. He synergizes with IG-88. He synergizes with Zam. He's just really, really good. The kit I built.
I think you're so
There you
addicted
go.
to bounty hunters that like ridiculous.
There was Face with the Bounty Hunter Minute.
Yeah.
I think our next podcast should be an intervention where we surprise Facebook and just be like, we're crying. We have little notes written. Like,
You need to just get like a developer on the show to be like, no bounty hunters.
yeah. Once and for all, we
Here's
have
the
no
link,
plan.
guys, in the Discord. There's the link.
Once and for all, guys, we have no plans for Bosk. We have no plans for Django. We have no
See,
plans for
yeah,
Bounty
the
Hunters.
devs will take
Come on.
the Furious will hand non-Furious Face will hand the devs his link to his latest kit, whatever he's been looking at, and then
Yeah.
it'll go in the exact same space where Disney put George Lucas Episode 7 notes.
Yup. It's probably what's gonna happen.
Or they'll take it and they'll reskin it and it'll be a rebel or something.
Could you imagine the kit comes out?
Kit, but it'll be a rebel.
Yep, that's
They're like,
exactly
this is a great kit, and then it's a rebel.
Oh, we got a new kit for Rose.
It's no, actually, read over that. It's a pretty well built kit, not OP or
Yeah,
anything.
it'll be Rose's new kit. Exactly, dude.
Yep.
All right, and wait. All right, so since you brought it up, might as well continue. Speaking of Rose, we're gonna hold on to what we love, right? That's what's coming up.
No, I hate
That's gotta be
Rose.
Rose, right?
No.
I mean, it's so much Rose, but they're baiting that Holdo reference right in the beginning that it just kills me. It's like, really, guys? Like, you just put Holdo there.
Dude, honestly,
Get her capital ship.
They were both kind of
Or-
filler characters for me. Neither of them really needed to be there.
Well, wasn't Holdo kind of needed to be there?
I was way more excited about the Executioner. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I'm such a light side guy. I'm more happy about Holdo and Rose.
Well, get out of here. Dark side only, please.
I'd rather have a new Admiral Akbar that just dies too.
Yeah, you can
I'd rather have a Last Jedi Akbar than that.
We could get a new capital ship that has no pilots
Yeah,
and no bridge.
that'd be great. And you get it. You just directly apply crystals to it to get it to do things.
What do you guys think?
It has one ability. It has one ability where it destroys the enemy capital ship. It is just the pilots fighting each other at that point.
That would be so cool.
All right,
That's
so
a special
here's my
ability, you know.
prediction. What do you think about this? I don't know if this will really happen, but it could. What do you think if they have both tags? Will they be Rebel and Resistance?
No.
Rose?
Well, it's
I mean,
only
it
resistance.
would make sense.
No, they've locked themselves down where there's a differentiation between the two. Even though practically speaking, and in terms of how they talk in the movie, the Resistance are just rebels, but just rebels in the movie's future, or the you know what I mean. So it's like I don't see a dual tag Resistance rebel, but I would really want to say that the only thing about Rose that I want to see is that she synergizes with Finn instead of Jedi training, because
And
like
she's bad. Please make her bad.
now, all I want her to do is just apply and expose. She just needs to give and expose. That's it.
Well, could you imagine if we ended up with kind of her making a Finn team so good that it was kind of rivaling a Jedi Ray team in Arena?
Well,
So it's kind of Rose
Talking-
versus Ray.
talking practically, not just like shitting on everyone for fun. I would actually appreciate that from a complete outside point of view if you had two completely separate good Resistance teams to fight within Arena.
Yeah, that's my point.
I just don't think with Jedi Ray being so hard to like unlock that they're gonna have anybody to squash her in that sense.
But
Or
if you think about it,
outshine her, I guess so to say, or equal her even.
you put BB-8, you put R2 with Ray. That much is obvious. But you need that gap because you have your Finn, Poe.
That's what I'm thinking. You throw Rose in there with Finn or
Yeah,
something. Weird
I
stuff.
want Rose there. Rose and Pilot takes the R2 BB-8 slots, and you have that team, and then you have your Ray Jedi training team.
Oh, and this is my prediction. She's gonna come along with First Order Officer Finn.
Oh,
It'll
yeah.
be Finn. It'll be Finn with the hat and the jacket.
He'd look very
First
dapper.
Order outfit.
Dapper
I
Finn.
think they're gonna-
is going to be
Just
called
think about it.
Dapper Finn.
You were just saying that they're gonna have synergy. Well, I think she's gonna have synergy with the new Finn that they're gonna bring out with her. That's what I'm thinking.
Do you guys ever think we're going to get a Maz Kanata?
No.
Totally in the next movie.
I would love Maz. She's so colorful, and I would just really like to play
In the
it.
next movie, I bet it
she
happens,
has
but not
synergy
till
with
then.
she has synergy
With Chewie.
Chewie. Yes.
That'd be awesome. Then they make a good team. Their trio. She's a scoundrel.
Yep. Led by Boba, by the way.
That'd be funny.
Maybe if she collects a bounty in the next movie, that could get Face into this.
Yes. Give me Maz now.
That would flip you so quick.
Oh yeah, no. I'd gear her up immediately.
Yeah,
So what's
she'd be
your
pissed off.
Gamorrean guard at? Speaking of scoundrels.
I actually don't even have him unlocked, surprisingly.
Neither do I. He's a-
Wow.
Because where
Well, I
do you
do.
farm him from? Where do you farm him from, though?
The guild
From
store.
the guild store.
Well,
And I've been buying Margate biotechs from the guild store for the longest time. Because
You wanna
bounty
know-
hunters, I'm keeping her up to you, Seth, but you need thousands of those. Not literally. You need like 750 or something, but it's insane how many Margate biotechs you need.
what I was gonna say is that I'd farmed every single character from the old guild store except Guard and Zam Wessel and one or two other garbage random people who are, I've been farming them. I've got them all to about 6-star, and then they decide to rework the guild store. Can you imagine how much currency I wasted?
That's what makes me really happy about my Sabine. My Sabine, I only need 10 more or 15 more shards for her because I was farming her in the guild store, and now she's not in there, and now she only has that one crappy hard node.
Yeah, I got her to when they first made Phoenix free to play. I got Sabine from the guild store, and that's who I actually farmed from the shard shop when she was still in there. So I got all of them up except for Chopper, and that's the team I'm stuck with trying to get Thrawn 7-star now.
Chopper's the best.
Yeah, I know Chopper
really is the best. But I'll tell you what, though, I 7-starred Sabine, and I don't regret it, especially now. But she's brutal. Like taking her to a one hard node farm, that is rough.
Dude, they should give her the bounty hunter tag because she was technically a bounty hunter.
Might make her useful at least somewhere else.
Yeah, put her on the team. Give Asajj her bounty hunter tag.
Yeah, that'd be the real game changer for you.
Oh no, that actually would be.
Well, you'd actually have a character that could deal damage.
Oh yeah, say that's my 150k Boba execute crits. Thank you very much.
So let's get into the next unusual segment. Where are you now? Where are you now? Let's start with Face. You haven't been here in a while. What's going on? What's your GP? What have you been up to besides
1.3 mil? Got my bounty hunters to all gear 12, which is nice. And it's kind of weird because bounty hunters are so impossible to gear from gear 11 to gear 12 because they require the strangest gold pieces. So I've been in this lull where they've all been gear 11 for like the past 6 months. It's taken me 6 months to bump them all up that one level, just because of the strange gear they require. So it's weird because I finally hit them all at 12-star or 12-star gear 12, and I don't know what to do at this point. So I've kind of just been hoarding crystals, gearing up my Phoenix a bit for Thrawn. I should be able to grab 7-star Thrawn by the end of the week. But for the most part, I've been saving up crystals and for when they rework bounty hunters and release a new one. That's legit what I've been doing, waiting for the bounty hunter rework. I have like 3 full Zeta mats I'm just sitting on, and I've just been chilling.
I'm kind of surprised when you hit your last gear 12 bounty hunter that like fireworks and screens, like something on the screen didn't pop saying that you won the game.
Like yeah, I know, right? Game over, right?
Game over.
I'm the one person who's finished the game.
Do you have the pieces in gear 12 or just at gear 12?
I have all of them for Boba, all of them for Dengar, and almost all of them for IG-88.
So they're 100%?
Boba and Dengar are both 100%, yes. IG-88 and rest of them are like high 90s, high 95, like above 95, I mean. I'm almost there. Home stretch here.
What about you, Brendo?
You win. Well, I'm kind of what I'm farming now is it's a little bit limited. I stopped doing my Captain Han / mod farm to do Sith Trooper. I'm focusing Sith Assassin and Stark out of the guild store. Magma Trooper, which kind of sucks, but I'm almost done with him. And really reworking my arena team. I'm shooting for a Rey Jedi training. R2 BB-8, most of that's done, but I'm almost done gearing Old Ben, but I'm sort of like at the beginning of Kenobi. I'm trying to get him to gear 9, which is 1 stun gun and 2 carbs away, so it's really carb intensive. And then after that, I'm going to be doing my Imperial Troopers, which Shore Trooper's there, and he's even more carb intensive than Kenobi, so that's going to be a pain in the ass. But yeah, I'm just trying to deal with Dark Side after my new arena team, where I'm at.
What about you, Sith?
Well, on GP wise, I broke 1.9 million GP about 2 weeks ago, and
Woo!
today I unlocked 2 more ships, so I'm nearly up to 2 million now, which is exciting. Well,
It is, dude. Congrats.
it'll be nice to finally break it. I
What are
remember
the
when I was at
quality?
1.1 million GP in September, so nice to get this far. So on a character level, I finished off. Well, I got Gear 11 Kenobi about 2 weeks ago, and I also got Gear 11 Barrows and Zeta Terra. I mean, I don't know why I kind of missed the boat on that, but I thought it was still useful to have the combo on Territory Wars, and it just does
Sure.
make light side TB a lot easier as well. And I'm having fun playing with them. I don't plan to take them up to Gear 12 just yet, but that's kind of a plan I may do in the future if Kenobi's not totally dead. um, Past that, I'm currently working on a big mix team. So I've almost got solo to get 12, and then I've got to work on R2 K12 and BB8 and Thrawn. And then after that, I've got to work on Dark Side. So Bounty Hunters, Face will be pleased to know.
Yep. What are the quality of them currently? How high are they?
The starring's pretty much done. They're all 7-star except
Nice.
Zam. Well, Cad Bane, I haven't unlocked him yet. I am farming him now, but I don't know if I'll use him because,
He's pretty bad. Don't use him.
well, I heard that Cad Bane was the worst, but Greedo was the worst gear. So some people are saying go for Cad Bane because he's easier to
Oh yeah,
get.
no. Greedo needs I think 350 stun cuffs and more
Ouch.
on top of that. He needs a ton of carbonates. Greedo's a pain.
So I'm thinking I'll go with Greedo, but I may end up diverting to Cad if it's taking too long.
Well,
So
practically for the bounty hunter mission, in territory battles, like I heard that the gear level you need is really only gear 8, so I don't think Greedo's going to be that big of a problem.
true.
If that's true, I haven't 3-starred it yet myself, so I don't know. But
I would put my input in this, but mine are all gear 12, and I kind of wipe the floor with all the
I can
all of
imagine.
them.
Yeah, so past
I
Bounty
put up a video.
Hunters,
I
I'm
put up
gonna
a
work
video.
on. Sorry, past Bounty Hunters, I'm going to work on Troopers, and then hopefully at that point I'll be done for Junkside TV, and I can work on whatever's new at that time.
Yeah, I put up a video of me just running through the bounty hunters in the combat mission for yesterday's phase, and I'm probably going to do that with the one where you need 6-star bounty hunters or whatever too.
Cool.
cool.
Plug myself there.
Well, so now that you're about to be 2 million, do you have any other ships that you can unlock to make that like a quicker jump for you, Seth?
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
Well, like you're close to 2 million. Do you have any ships that are yet to be unlocked that you could kind of unlock to hit it a little quicker?
I'll check. I think I've kind of finished that. Well, Cassian's Ewing is 20 away from unlocking. And then,
That's really easy to unlock, and you're going to get like about 20,000 power from that. So that'll be a
mm,
nice little shot to the
well, I
arm.
don't think I'll get a ton of power because my Cassian and people are low, but I'll get some at least. But then past that, none of the other ships I'm really close to. I think I've only got 3 others after that. Let me see. Falcon, Poe's ship, Plo Koon, and Spy.
So now that you're closing in on 2 million, do you have any regrets? Just wondering. Any regrets? Besides not gearing bounty hunters, of course. Any other regrets?
Well, I'd say one of my big, well, I have one big regret is that in the first 6 months I played, I had no idea what I was doing, so I kind of, I'm 6 months behind on my
Yeah,
shard
me
and
too.
things. So,
Me too, but
my
I'm still.
account looks younger than it is. And then my other big regret would probably be kind of ignoring maybe a year ago up until about 8 months ago or 6 months ago, I kind of ignored Arena a bit much. In that I thought, well, I'm never going to catch up, so I may as well just kind of ignore it. But that just meant I never caught up. That's my biggest regret, really. So just not chasing the meta.
Yeah.
So yeah,
See,
there's
people
no.
like you chase the meta. People like me just gear bounty hunters and wait for the meta to come to us.
Yeah, well,
That
if it
might
never
be a
comes.
regret. Future regrets. That'll be the new name of the podcast.
Yep, future regrets.
Now well, how about Furious? Chime in here, buddy. You're
Oh yeah. All
you
right.
never got
Well,
a chance.
I'm almost at 1.7 mil now. which is like pretty good jump. I unlocked the Chimera at 5 stars, and I think the only ship I don't have is the Millennium Falcon, and like another 10 shards. So that's the last ship that I don't have unlocked. So that would be pretty cool. I might do that. And I got my Ewoks up to do the event, so I can do the event now. I'm super pumped about that. Got my Wicked shards going on. And then, I don't know, other than that, I got my Sith Trooper to 100%. So he's completely maxed out, which is pretty awesome. He's like invincible, man. He's awesome. I like him a lot. And then, other than that, I'm just saving everything I have now in case Revan comes out. So I'm just farming Carbantes and stun cuffs and all the random gear stuff that might be needed, and saving my crystals and Zetas. Because if he comes out, that's going to be everything.
That's a great position to be in, because if he doesn't come out, you have all this gear that you could use to probably level up a whole team for a Dark Side Territory battle that you might have underwhelming, set up, or like a team that you haven't built, like Night Sisters or something like that. So you're in a good position with that.
Yeah, and I might do Night Sisters if that's the case, but it just seems super quiet right now, and I know we're gonna get the Rose and probably a Finn and whatnot, but it just seems like something's going to be happening in the next month or so, because I'm kind of curious what it's going to be. I think I'm going to wait it out.
The other one I'd say is First Order. Like if we don't get Revan gearing First Order is a smart move.
And my first order is pretty solid. Like I got everybody at 7 and whatnot, except for the 2 new guys. But it just depends where they put them when they add them to the game. They still haven't given them a node or anything. So
hopefully a proper free to play store placement.
Yeah, exactly. So if they end up, if either end up in a store, then I don't know. But nobody's been in a store for a long time.
My prediction, Executioner is going to be thrown into a store. Hopefully Galactic War. But Kylo Ren's going to be.
There is no way he's going Galactic War.
I would also think that I think Kylo Ren's forces. I think the Special Forces pilot will go in the Fleet Arena store in the bottom left node where the other 2 pilots are.
Yep.
And that's like that'd be a long farm still, so.
Yeah, it is. Kylo Ren's probably going to be a hard node, though.
Yeah, that's a future hard node only farm.
That's easily hard node.
I'm not sure what hard node they put him on unless they're going to change it or add nodes.
Why don't they take out the Ewok Scout one?
Well, you could take out Ewok Scout, or you could add him as a second character on a hard node. They have hard nodes where they only have ships. And there is the precedent of having ship plus character.
So on the node. perhaps they'll wipe out the Scout and put Kylo and his ship in the hard node.
Just a side note on that. I've actually been farming up that shore hard node, and the drop rates on that are not bad at all.
Yeah, that's probably the best node in the game. I'm still doing it because I need Reaper still. I'm like 50 out of 100 for Reaper, so I do that every day. And if you could get me a character and a ship on the same node, that makes a single hard node farm like somehow much more like rewarding.
Yeah.
And I should say that Thane almost hit 2.6 million, and he's working on giving Gear 12 to his Fleet Arena pilots.
So, Thane, the real question here: how high are your bounty hunters? Tell me. Just type it in on there. I just want to see.
Ours are appropriately high. Which is like, I don't know what his bounty hunters are, but they're appropriately high.
So he's lying to me, is he?
Yeah, he went with Gear 12 7-star. That was it. Brutal.
I think Gear 8 is. She's saying Gear 8 now, but I think
Gear 8. Gear 8's respectable. It's respectable, all right.
Good team, and it seems like it's fun. It's just that there's some weak characters on it, and as a faction, they just the fact that one of their main sources of damage can be dispelled is so.
Yes,
stupid.
but I don't really get into this too deep right now because I'm passionate about it. But Zam is so fast; she's over 400 speed in the middle of a battle. So like she puts on thermals and blows them up immediately. Don't want to go too deep into this because this is going to take another hour of our time. But just a side note. How you talking about the hard node for Kylo Ren? What if they took out, if not Ewok Scout, what if they took out the First Order Stormtrooper hard node? It's on 9A because he has 2 other hard nodes that he's on.
Yeah, but you kind of I think he's fine where he is because he's like, I do like the good characters that have multiple hard nodes like Veers, First Order Stormtrooper, and the fact that you need him for BB-8 kind of means that that third hard node, even though it's taking up space from like a new character, it's kind of nice to have. I mean, it made him so much easier to get. Which is still hard. Don't get me wrong. It's not hard. It's not easy to farm a hard node only character, but it just makes it manageable. One thing that I should say is I kind of like last night we were chatting, and I really like the idea of removing Scout entirely from hard nodes and making him a bronze only character, which I think would be so much fun. And the other thing that came up, and this is a senseless plug, which is to put Jar Jar Binks
Jar Jar
as a bronze.
Amazing. I would love that so much.
But bronzium only, like a bronzium only legendary.
Since, like I said, with the bounty hunters, you have the 4 good ones and the 2 shit ones. So if you added Jar Jar, I would put him in the 5th slot no matter what. I don't even care. I'd put him in that 5th slot.
Okay.
It'd be pretty great it'd be pretty great even if it wasn't Jar Jar, just a bronzium only character.
Like Revan. They should have Revan as a bronzium only.
Well, I've got a million.
Oh no.
I've got a million ally points, so I'd love to have a bronzium only character.
Yeah, they need to give us a way to spend those, but that's a talk for a different day, I guess.
And Furious, I just checked my bounty hunters, and they're all gear 8. So does that make you happy?
No.
Oh.
I want to point out that you said that you would use a non-bounty hunter team on that team, and it probably, not knowing this fictitious kit, would be an improvement. But I think that says something about bounty hunters when you could add a random character to it, and they would be an improvement.
Yeah, if you have Jar Jar Binks on your team, the enemy team has a chance to punch their own teammates, right?
yes, exactly.
That's his whole mechanic.
No, one of the random one of these uniques is whenever he uses his basic attack, there's a 5% chance to apply every single debuff in the game on one of the enemies, and they're all locked.
And he's still better than, or not as good as Cassian. That's the sad thing. Cassian kind of does that.
All right, guys, let's sign off.
Yeah, that's probably it for today.
Yeah, sign off time, guys. It was fun.
Does anybody want to plug anything or say anything?
Bounty hunters for life, bitch.
Other than that,
I doubt you're gonna put that in, but
I mean, we can put it in. There's no language restriction.
Oh no, I don't care about language restriction.
Oh boy,
Furious, you're really kind of breaking up, buddy.
No, it's not.
You're back.
Oh, am I not breaking up now?
No, you're back. You're back.
Voice is beautiful. Talk some more, please.
Oh, thanks. I will.
Oh.
Seth, what do you got to plug here, buddy?
What?
What do you got to plug? I want to hear your voice here.
Yeah, let me hear that sexy Sith voice.
Well, if you want me to say something, I guess I could tell you about my new Legends Reborn podcast that's going to be up soon.
Oh.
It's exciting. Well, if you play Legends Reborn, which you all should, because it's a good game. You play, Brando? Do you play?
I do. I will say that I find some stability issues with it, but because I'm on an iPhone 6 and it crashes all the time. My iPhone 6 Plus is garbage, and
so it's not really the game; it's the device.
Well, I think that's the thing, because nobody else seems to have.
Well, no, because I found it runs better than Galaxy of Heroes for me. Yes, for those of you who don't know what it is, Legends Reborn is a game very similar to Galaxy of Heroes. However, instead of using Star Wars characters, you're using mythical characters or legend characters and so on. So, fun game. You should check it out.
Yeah, such as Leonidas and Hercules and William Wallace, Genghis Khan and Robin Hood and random people like that. Dracula.
And Boba Fett.
Those are all playable characters.
Right, I actually forgot. I want to plug myself here too. I want to plug myself here too because Sith thinks he's all that. I want to plug my YouTube channel because I started doing some more Galaxy Hero stuff on there. Mostly bounty hunters, of course. And started also doing some Star Wars Battlefront 2 stuff, if anyone's interested in that. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, Thane wants me to plug his video that he made about Ranger, which is that it was the Hitler video from the one German movie from like 7 years ago. What was that, when Hitler was in a bunker and he's just yelling about stuff, and it was
that meme that everyone used, yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny.
There's a whole channel. It's like Hitler reacts.
Dude, I still love that.
But he did it with Ranger, and they're talking about like Grande Patron. They're talking about like, it's so funny.
Dude,
because
I want to see this. I actually
it really is.
Check this
It's about the Dark Lord's Team Instinct territory war. It is ridiculously funny. So I want to give Thane some props for that. It was inspirational.
Dude, I'm interested in checking this out. Actually.
Yeah, can you link it, Thane? I know you did link it a while ago.
Yeah, link it and we'll put
I
this
doubt you
all
guys.
in the show notes.
I doubt you guys watched any of the videos I linked, huh?
Well, they had bounty hunters in.
Ah, right. Even the Battlefront 2 one had Bosk in it. God damn it.
I'll tell you this: the Battlefront 1 Bosk, I was playing against my mate, and he was playing Bosk, and he's OP.
Oh yeah, no, he's pretty good in Battlefront 2.
Well, I'll tell you what. I would like to make a small plug, which is now that we seem to have worked out this 600 thing, I would like to start a movement for justice with territory battle currency.
Did you know that they killed
Did we completely
Lifetime
back up?
600?
What's that?
They spazzed out Lifetime 600 though. It glitches all the time now. Maybe it's just our guild, but
it's going to happen in the quality of life update. So I mean, yeah, it's a little glitchy now, but it at least is on the table and it's going to be fixed. So I think now that they have that, I think, like, here's my problem with territory battles. So territory battles come out and the phases were tuned for 12-hour phases. Now I'm not sure if they expected to have territory battles up constantly, but they made it 24 hours and they essentially made it so you have longer territory battles. So that reduces all the tuning, where you have Hermit Yoda priced at a certain price point in the store that's tuned, I think, for a shorter territory battle and more territory battles. And then territory wars come out. So then you have even less territory battle currency. And as they do that, they double the cost needed with Wampa and Hermit Yoda. And it's like, I mean, how long do you have to play to unlock these characters, you know? I mean, I'm sitting on 30,000 currency, and I don't have enough to make a dent. It's keeping me from buying Gear 12 pieces because I'm just saving this up to unlock characters that are going to take me an eternity to unlock.
yeah,
so,
I'm trying to save, but it's pretty hard to save because you always want to buy those pieces.
yeah,
Even just like the
tempting.
Gear 11 stuff, it's tempting.
The Gear 11 stuff is really where most of my currency went because, like, my gearing was at such a deficit. My tunes are still very low geared for where I am. And, like, just to be able to get stun guns from there or Carbonis from there, it's like you need so many of them. It's like, here, I could buy it here and then I could gear it up. Of course I'm going to do that. I have no impulse control.
I actually am saving it now just in case Revan comes out.
But think about
anymore.
think about.
I don't care. I'm not spending it.
No, I'm not telling you to spend it differently. What I'm saying is that, like, the cost to unlocking Yoda, I think, is like 80,000, and 7-starring is going to be about like 140,000 or something like that. Then double that for Wampa. We have less territory battles than we. I mean, it's like they're giving us less currency, but the cost doubled.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I wish we had more currency to play around with in that regard.
And I have concerns not even just about the guild event currency, but I'm talking about like all currencies. I feel like, in specific, I'm talking about credits though. I feel like we're still a little behind on credits, and we need, a new way to get more credits. Because who has enough credits these days? No one.
Nobody.
I guess
but
the reason I think that they may not want to give us more, territory war tokens, whatever they're called, is because that's going to make gearing a lot easier for those guys that don't care about Yoda. And I know, you're probably going to need Hermit Yoda for Luke eventually. Wampa's a very good character as well, but there'll be some guys that just want to catch up on the gear, and that's a pretty good free-to-play way of catching up.
That's an easy solve then.
Yeah, but if they're willing
to
invest their currency there, then that's fine. Why not?
Yeah, but
or why not just go ahead,
I think that maybe they're conscious of creating that kind of effect. So if they don't want to do that, maybe they just say, well, every territory where everyone gets 5 Yoda shards or something.
Or why not just decrease the price of Yoda and decrease the price of the shards?
Or decrease the price, same effect really. But
I don't care what they do. I just wish that I could somehow have a timetable, a goal for myself to unlock Hermit Yoda and Wampa that's within reason. I mean, we just, it's just brutal. I mean, it's still better than Talzin and Wicked, I guess, but, they tuned the pricing to go with a certain cadence of territory battles, and that's been, really stepped on. So, yeah, justice for territory battle currency.
All right. Well, that was a good final thought. So, yeah, sign off.
Bounty hunters, bye.
Yeah, no bounty hunters. Just Revan. We're taking Revan, remember?
No.
Well, I'm Brendo. Goodbye.